Important parts of the brain. Okay, neocortex. Perfect. Okay, I'll start from there. We had finished about the last part of the brain. Okay, done. I don't mind. I'll take it from a little behind that. Okay. Okay, now the three important parts of the brain. The reptilian brain, which is for the basic survival functions, all the fight or flight responses, the survival functions, as we call, like where your breathing, your heart rate, all these are taken care by the motor actions. Basically, the brain stem and the basal ganglia are also situated in this part of the brain. Then comes the limbic brain. Now this limbic brain has your memory, the amygdala, hippocampus, hypothalamus, where your emotions, your motivations, your learning, all that happens in this brain. Then comes the neocortex. Now we are interested in this neocortex, where higher cognitive functions like reasoning, language, problem solving, that conscious thought, viveka shakti, good, bad, all this is happening in the neocortex. And unfortunately, the neocortex is the part of the brain which most of us are not able to develop. We are only operating in the limbic and the basic brain structure, which is the reptilian brain. So now what we are going to understand here is, for our planning, discrimination, viveka shakti, which makes us different from animals, we have to rely on the neocortex. And how is it that I can enhance the strength of my neocortex? Now that is what is important for me, isn't it? Now what I would want is, I want the neocortex to enhance in my daily life, because I want that strength of discrimination, viveka. What is this life for? After having gone through so many beatings, we still don't learn. We get into the same rut. Now at some point you should understand that I am created for a special purpose. I'm not an animal. I'm not just going to eat, sleep and live my day. No, I am going to do something different, which no other animal or no other creature has got the capacity in the world of creation. So in this way, now we understood the three important parts of the brain. Now what does this brain think of all the time? Thoughts, as you see. Now what are these three? The thoughts are in three streams, they say. One is money, second is relationship, and third is about the health. Everybody's proportion varies. Some may have more or less an equal proportion, but some may have only one aspect which is bothering them to the maximum extent in life. Now when we say money, everything related to money in terms of their job, in terms of their career, profession, investments, business, all that comes under money. And relationship with everybody, right from your spouse to your inner coterie and your siblings, your brothers, sisters, every relationship. Health, of course, your own health, all those angles. Now, if you have a well developed neocortex, what I said, which gives you the right understanding, you are able to progress in life. Now, in recent study, what we got to know was, in the US, now as we have just crossed COVID, a pandemic, there is another pandemic which has already come in place. Now don't be surprised, it is a fact. What is this pandemic now? Another COVID is going to come? It is not anything like COVID. But this pandemic is known as a loneliness pandemic. People are lonely. Although they are together, but they are lonely. Now, when you have seen such kind of people, it is not 5-10% of this society, close to 40% plus. Now, when these kind of people's brains are tested, they see that this prefrontal cortex, it is not that strong. Whereas the limbic system in them, the limbic part of the brain is constantly firing. And as a result, that fear, emotion, anger, frustration, depression, that gets onto the human being in a much greater proportion. So remember, this limbic part of the brain, it is the creator of worries, frightfulness, anxiousness, and all sorts of negative things. Now, let's understand how different parts of the brain, they fire depending on your thought process. Now, they started mapping, and when they mapped the brain, and they saw that when the prefrontal cortex is firing actively, I told you everything is that neurons, there is a electrical impulse going from one neuron to another, billions of neurons. So you can see that firing happening in the brain. When they saw that the prefrontal cortex, neocortex is firing, the person's stature is calm, centered, contented, fulfilled. And on the contrary, when they saw that the limbic system is firing, then that frightfulness, fearfulness, worrisome nature, anxiousness, all that is in a greater extent. Okay, now I'll just explain to you what are the kinds of waves which go on in a brain, and then we will put everything together and understand. Okay, now there are 5 important waves which are created during a brain activity. Okay, one is the delta wave. Now, how is this measured? This wave has got a frequency. It is measured in terms of hertz, Hertz they call, which are the electrical impulses generated by the neurons in the brain. Now, these brain waves are categorized into different types depending on the frequency. Now, if they are small range, then there is known as a small wave. But if it is high, then it is a bigger wave. So the main types of brain waves, depending on the frequency ranges, the first and foremost is the delta wave, 0.5 to 4 hertz. They are the slowest brain waves, and these are typically observed in deep sleep during almost states of unconsciousness, you can say. How much it is? Maximum 4 hertz. Next comes the theta wave, which is from 4 to 8 theta wave. Now that is associated with light sleep, as we call rapid eye movement sleep, REM sleep, where you're relaxed and or you are in a state of kind of a deep meditation. Now these are also observed during early stages of sleep, where you have still not gone to sleep. Okay, theta. Next comes the alpha waves, which are from 8 to 13. Now these are during your wakefulness state, but you are completely relaxed again. You are moving around. You are at work, but you are relaxed. Like say for example, you are a doctor, you take a report, you study the report, and you close your eyes, and you go into a deep state of mind where you're thinking about the report. Although you're awake and you're working, but you are in a relaxed state of mind. That is the alpha state. Then the most important, most commonly used state is the beta waves, which are from 13 to 30 hertz. Now these are with when you are actively thinking, problem solving, decision making, focused mental activity. This is the 13 to 30. Now what I want to share with you is there is one more wave which is known as the gamma wave. Understand this carefully. Now I'm going to connect this to the Brahma Muhurath. Now this gamma wave is anywhere between 30 to 100 hertz. They are the fastest brain waves and associated with high level of cognitive functioning, perception and consciousness. Now, what I was experiencing was, when you do in the Brahma Muhurath, as I told you, when you do meditation during that time, there was a high level of result which I was getting. But then again, when you are doing during the day, what stage you could be at best? You are somewhere in the stage of you are in the stage of alpha at best, which is in 8 to 13. Say on an average you are at 10. Now where is 10 and where is 80 or 100? Anywhere 8 to 10 times more. Then I was saying, is it a possibility that during the Brahma Muhurta time, these gamma waves can be, one can get the experience of gamma waves or can be associated with gamma waves? Now the theory here says is, normally these gamma waves are high in a person who is like a monk and who has been constantly meditating, maybe who have got about 10,000 hours plus kind of a score to their meditative levels. I said, that kind of a meditation probably we have not done. So then if I want to activate these gamma waves, what do I do? So when I saw the results by myself, that means the gamma waves were active, and that happened just because the Brahma Muhurta time supports the generation of gamma waves. Now what is required from a gamma waves? A calm mind. These are the requisites. So naturally quieter and less distracting when we talk of a Brahma Muhurta, you can easily reach that deeper meditative states. This calmness is conducive in terms of producing the gamma waves. Now this again science is talking. And especially when your focus is elevated. So this is there which I was able to see. Then what are you doing? You are in a state of deep meditation which is required for production of gamma waves. Yes, you are there. And studies on these long-term meditators like monks, as I was talking about, they were revealing higher gamma wave production during meditation, particularly when they are in the state of deep focus and compassion or mindfulness. Now, which you are also there at that point, and that increased awareness which one should have, where you are connected with the universe. And you are saying, I am not this, I am not this, I am not this. So gamma waves are also linked to that state of that peak mental performance and heightened sensory awareness. And since Brahma Muhurta is believed to be the time of that increased spiritual energy and mental clarity, your brain automatically gets ready to enter the gamma wave state during such focused spiritual practices. Now, there is another twist to this. How to do is important over here to get into this state. As soon as you get up, you are now, where have you come from? You have gone to the deepest state, which is the theta, 0.5 to 0.4, the deep sleep state. You have gone there and you get up. Now when you get up, what one should focus is, I did these variations and I saw the impact. Although we were not able to use a machine to see the impact, but our own experience and feeling in terms of what we are doing, I was able to understand myself, where I could see that the moment you sleep, you get up from your sleep, you get into this state of deep meditation, you are absolutely going to tap into the gamma waves. But if you go, say you walk into the kitchen and you say, let me have a cup of water, or let me drink something or eat something, and if you do all these kind of activities, then you will not get into this gamma state. So this is one very important aspect which we as sadhaks have to see, that at best you can get out of your bed, and if there is a chair there, sit on that, or if you are able to sit down, immediately sit down without getting into any activity and go into your deep meditation of whatever you have learned, what you want to achieve, and you will see that experience happening to a marvelous extent. So we stop here now. It is 7. Okay, we stop here, and as I told you, this is a tried and tested method. So now here we need to take advantage of this and we move forward. Okay, now any questions still here? Although this was a little disrupted here and there, do you have any questions? Maybe I'll discuss with you all in person and also understand, and we will rephrase it in the next class, because this was an extremely important aspect which I could find out, and I want all of you to get this benefit. I'm waiting for your response. Okay. Okay, let me know. So Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Now we move forward to the Vishnu Sahasranama and Dhanvantari Mantra, followed by our meditation. So the Brahma Muhurata time is 90 minutes before the sunrise. And as you know, the sunrise keeps changing, so you have to track it. But ideally, if you take 4:30 is great. Yeah. During this time, one is you need to get the time in the right manner. And as I told you, it is your state of mind. Now, if you go to an active state of mind, then you will not be able to get into the gamma state, which I tried and I failed. So then I got that confidence. I said, no, one should not get into any other activity, but slowly from the deep sleep, you slip into an increased awareness, heightened awareness in consciousness. Okay. Come, we move forward to the next level. Shloka number 46 of the Vishnu Sahasranama, 430 Artha. Vistarasthavarasthano pramanam bijam avyayam artho nartho mahakosho mahabhogo mahadanaha. Artha: one who is worshipped by all, invoked by everyone. Lord Narayana is desired by all, as he is the Paramatman, who is the nature of bliss. Even the sensuous man, running after the sense objects, is seeking the Lord inasmuch as he is searching for bliss, which is the very nature of the self. To such a divine Lord, we offer our humble salutations. Seek his grace, mercy, and blessings. Now let's chant the Dhanvantari mantra. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasudarshanaaya Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrutakalashahastaya Sarvabhaya Vinashaya Sarvaroga Nivaranaya Trailokyapataye Trailokyanidhaye Shri Mahavishnu Swarupa Shri Dhanvantari Swarupa Shri 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 Aushadha Chakra Narayanaya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasudarshanaaya Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrutakalashahastaya Sarvabhaya Vinashaya Sarvaroga Nivaranaya Trailokyapataye Trailokyanidhaye Shri Mahavishnu Swarupa Shri Dhanvantari Swarupa Shri 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 Aushadha Chakra Narayanaya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasudarshanaaya Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrutakalashahastaya Sarvabhaya Vinashaya Sarvaroga Nivaranaya Trailokyapataye Trailokyanidhaye Shri Mahavishnu Swarupa Shri Dhanvantari Swarupa Shri 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 Aushadha Chakra Narayanaya Swaha. To Lord Dhanvantari, together we offer our humble salutation, seek His grace for good health till we achieve our goal in life. Om Tat Sat. Now, come, let's do the Aparokshanubhuti Sadhana Dhyana, session number 7. By now you all know how we are going about. I'll be only chanting the first shloka of the set of 12, which goes 12 into 12, 24, and then from the third line we take every shloka and we do an Atma meditation. Okay. Yeah. Now, prior to that, we didn't talk about anulom-vilom and the effects of Brahmari. And in Om, we have this variation. When we say Om, first Om, and then Ma, you say the second half. Now, what are the benefits of elongation of this O and the second half? Now that we'll be discussing in the next class, so that we'll use all these techniques, and not only for our meditation, during other times also, what you want to achieve, based on that we have to use these techniques and move forward. Now we start with anulom-vilom, balance our Ida Pingala nadis and activate the Sushumna nadi, and thereby we chant the Brahmari mantra, Brahmari pranayam, and we prepare ourselves. Come. By now you must have been able to balance your breath. let's do the Brahmari. I think we're all set now. Taking your mind into a deep meditative state. Complete withdrawal of senses. Focusing on the Bhrumadhya, the Ajna Chakra. A constant focus on this Ajna Chakra. A continuous watch. Watch and watch and watch. A deeper watch will lift your mind without your knowledge. If you're not getting anything, just focus on the center of your forehead. And at some point, you will see a drastic change in your meditation. Just be at it. You can take the support of a image or a light or a concept. But what is important is mind focused on one point. Without moving. If the mind goes somewhere else, bring it back and put it on that one point. Om Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Now repeat the next 11 mantras. Om Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात् श्रोत्रं समर्पयामि. The ears and the capacity to hear does not belong to me. It belongs to the Creator, Prakriti, Paramatma. All that the ears of this body could hear, the sounds, the melodies, the absurd noises, all experiences are happening in consciousness, by consciousness, and through consciousness. I, the ego, does not have anything to do in this perception of hearing. It is a sheer falsity. At all times of the perception of hearing, I, as the witness, will know for sure and experience consciousness within me, the witness, which is the true cause. Om Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukameva Bandhanan Mrityormukshiyamamritat Tvak Samarpayami. The skin and the sense of touch does not belong to me. It belongs to the Creator, Paramatma, Prakriti. All that this body is able to feel, the sense of heat, the touch of cold, the touch of softness, the touch of gentleness, the touch of coarseness, all these are happening in consciousness, by consciousness, and through consciousness. I am a sheer witness to all these perceptions of touch. And during every experience of touch, I will make it a point to experience the consciousness behind this perception. Om Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukameva Bandhanan Mrityormukshiyamamritat Chakshuhu Samarpayami. The eyes and its ability to see does not belong to me. It belongs to the Creator, Prakriti. All that the eyes of this body is able to see, the light, the darkness, various persons, objects, places, different colors, different shapes, different sizes, different forms. All these are happening in consciousness, by consciousness, and through consciousness. I am a sheer witness And I will make it a point to experience consciousness during every aspect of the perception of sight. Om Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat Jihva Samarpayami. The tongue and the sense of taste does not belong to me. It belongs to the Creator, Prakriti. All that the tongue of this body is able to taste, the sweet, the bitter, the sour, the pungent, the spicy, the salty. All these perceptions of taste are happening in consciousness, by consciousness, and through consciousness. I have completely crushed the ego, and now I know that I am a sure witness to all these perceptions of the senses. Om Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Granam Samarpayami. Nose and its ability to smell does not belong to me. It belongs to the Creator, Prakriti. All the perceptions of smell, pleasant, unpleasant, be it through a person, object, or a place, all these perceptions are happening in consciousness, by the consciousness, and through the consciousness. I am a sure witness. It is the Creator and Creator alone who has created all this. And due to His power of consciousness and intelligence, all these perceptions are happening. That awareness in me who is observing all this is a sure witness. Ego is nowhere in the picture. It was a sheer falsity, and it has just disappeared on inquiry. Om Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat Vak Samarpayami. The power of speech does not belong to me. It belongs to the Creator, Prakriti. All that the mouth of this body can speak in terms of words, speech, sounds, all these are happening in consciousness, by the consciousness, and through consciousness. I am a sure witness to all this. It is the Creator and Creator alone who is doing all these actions. Om Trembakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukameva Bandhanan Mrityormukshiyamamritat. Pranayam Samarpayami. The hands and its ability to function does not belong to me, it belongs to the Creator, Prakriti. All the actions of the hands are happening in consciousness, by consciousness, and through consciousness. Whenever I see the hands in motion, in any activity, I will make it a point to experience consciousness behind it. With every perception of hearing, with every perception of touch, with perception of taste, with perception of sight, with perception of smell, with any activity in terms of the power of speech or in terms of the activity of the hand, I will stay focused on the consciousness and know for sure that this consciousness alone is the doer of every activity in this body. Om Trembakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukameva Bandhanan Mrityormukshiyamamritat. Padyam Samarpayami. The legs and its ability to function does not belong to me, it belongs to the Creator, Prakriti. All the activities of the legs are happening in consciousness, by the consciousness, and through consciousness. The false notion I had as I, the ego, the doer of all actions, is now completely gone. And that awareness feeling within this jiva is nothing but the witness of all that is happening. Om Trembakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukameva Bandhanan Mrityormukshiyamamritat. Upastha Samarpayami. The genitals and the power to reproduce does not belong to me, it belongs to the Creator, Prakriti, Maya Shakti. All the functions of the genitals are happening by the consciousness, in consciousness, and through consciousness. I am a sure witness. Om Trembakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukameva Bandhanan Mrityormukshiyamamritat. Payuhu Samarpayami. The anus and its functions does not belong to me, it belongs to the Creator, Prakriti. All the activities of the anus are happening due to the power of consciousness, in consciousness, and by consciousness. I will make an effort during the day. At every point of time, whenever an organ of action is in action, I will feel the presence of consciousness. And whenever any sense organ is perceiving, I will feel the presence of consciousness behind the perception.
Call from 911-409-098655.
Thereby, I will establish my relationship with consciousness. I know that is my true self. Having come out of the Jiva Bhava in terms of the ego, having known very well that this I was a falsity so far in my life. Now, from the state of that I as the doer, the ego, I am now the witness to every activity in this jiva. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityormukshiyamamritat Pranam Samarpayami. All the prana shaktis in this body do not belong to me, it belongs to the Creator, Prakriti, Maya Shakti. All the activities of the prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana are all happening in consciousness, by consciousness, and through consciousness. I am a sure witness to all these activities. And every activity reminds me of the presence of consciousness. I will keep myself focused. And at the backdrop, constantly experience that consciousness during the entire course of the day. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityormukshiyamamritat Manaha Buddhi Chitta Ahankara Samarpayami. The mind, the intellect, the memory, the ego, all these do not belong to me. It belongs to the Creator, Paramatma, Prakriti, Maya Shakti. I have now completely understood that I am a sure witness and I am not the doer. I am not the thinker. I am not the enjoyer. I am not the sufferer. I am a sure witness to all that is happening. Everything belongs to the Creator, and everything is ordained and operated by the Creator. The I is a complete hoax, a sham, an illusion. 。 utter falsity. Having crossed over this falsity, I establish myself in that supreme reality by constantly telling my mind of its truth and presence. See this knowledge seeping into your mind. The new neural pathways being created in your mind. You are no more the Jiva. You are the Sakshi Chaitanya in the Jiva. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Gradually rub your palm, place them on your eyes. Look down on the floor. Slowly open your eyes, looking at the floor, and raise your head upwards. Together we offer today's Gita Gnani Yajna at the lotus feet of the Lord. Seek His grace, mercy and blessings. Naham karta hari karta. Hari preranaya hari prityartam Shri Krishna arpanamastu. Idam namama. Om Tat Sat. Hari Om. Good evening everybody once again. Although we had a disturbed situation, but still we were able to make up. And these things are required to make us understand the value of getting such precious things, at our doorstep. Nothing to worry. Okay, now we'll try to rephrase whatever could be possible and in the next class and take it forward to the next level. Shri Krishna promised. Om Tat Sat.